It's as simple as this. Kyle O'Reilly is fine. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Thursday, February 17th, 2021. A special welcome to those of you listening on TheWrestlingRevolution.com. If you want to bring our updates to your website, email us, desk@JustProWrestlingNews.com. Fans and even some wrestlers got a scare late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, the result of some very effective storytelling at the end of NXT and after the show went off the air. Adam Cole staged an attack on Kyle O'Reilly during the show's main event. O'Reilly remained motionless. After the show ended, O'Reilly was taken out on a stretcher. Some live fans in attendance speculated that O'Reilly had suffered a seizure, and that nugget of misinformation spread like wildfire online as fans and even some wrestlers expressed their concern. Early Thursday morning, Wrestling Inc. was first to report that O'Reilly is fine. This was all part of a storyline and never intended to even look like a seizure. Again, Kyle O'Reilly is fine. That Adam Cole ambush came during the main event six-man tag on last night's NXT. It was O'Reilly and Roderick Strong teaming with Finn Balor against Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. The end of the match saw Balor catch Strong with a no-look kick, apparently by accident. Dunne then snuck up on Balor, hit the bitter end, and pinned the NXT champion. After the match, Cole delivered another super kick to Balor. The final shot was Cole holding up the NXT championship. The women's tag team champions, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, were on NXT to trade barbs with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. The title match between those teams is now set for the March 3rd episode of NXT. Days after he was abducted backstage during TakeOver, Austin Theory was found safe. Johnny Gargano retrieved him from a white van that pulled up outside the Capitol Wrestling Center. Leon Ruff beat Isaiah Swerve Scott, and that brought out a violent side of Swerve after the match. The match between Santos Escobar and Karrion Kross that was announced last week did not happen. GM William Regal said if Escobar doesn't show next week, he will be stripped of his Cruiserweight title and suspended indefinitely. Looking ahead to today's NXT UK, it has A-Kid defending the Heritage Cup against Shaw Samuels and Joe Coffey versus Rampage Brown.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
A knee injury is sidelining one of New Japan's biggest stars. Tetsuya Naito will miss the Road to Castle Attack shows on Friday and Saturday. Naito was a late scratch from Wednesday's Road to show. Naito suffered the injury during the main event of Tuesday's show. He assured fans on Wednesday that he still plans to challenge Ibushi for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship at the Castle Attack show on February 28th.
AEW.
Some big pieces, including the main event of AEW's Revolution pay-per-view, taking shape during last night's Dynamite. The show ended with Kenny Omega revealing a rematch clause in the contract from the match where Omega took the AEW title from Jon Moxley. Omega said that rematch will happen at Revolution, and it will be an exploding barbed wire death match. Moxley had just pinned Eddie Kingston to win the six-man tag team main event. The Young Bucks will defend the AEW Tag Team Championships against Chris Jericho and MJF at Revolution. The Bucks survived a title challenge from Santana and Ortiz last night. The entire Inner Circle attacked the Bucks right after the match. Omega and the Good Brothers were shown backstage watching this happen. The Good Brothers eventually did run out to ringside, but it took a few minutes. The uneasy alliance between Hangman Page and Matt Hardy is already over, and they will clash at Revolution. The winner gets 100% of the loser's earnings from the first quarter of 2021. Tully Blanchard will return to the ring at Revolution, teaming with FTR against all three members of Jurassic Express. By our calculations, it will be Tully's first match since 2007. Riho was victorious in her return to Dynamite. She used the Gato Clutch to pin NWA Women's World Champion Serena Deeb and advance in the Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament. The final two first-round matches on the US side of the bracket will be shown on AEW's YouTube channel Monday night at 7 p.m. That's going to be Dr. Britt Baker versus Anna Jay and Ty Conti versus Nyla Rose. We'll also get both semifinals from the Japan side of the bracket, Yuka Sakazaki versus Emi Sakura, and Aja Kong versus Ryo Mizunami. There's going to be a six-way ladder match at Revolution to decide the next challenger for Darby Allin's TNT Championship. We learned 3 of the participants last night: Cody Rhodes, Penta L0M, and Scorpio Sky. Speaking of Darby, Team Taz finally got the better of his tag partner at Revolution. Sting confronted Team Taz in the ring and ended up being put down with a powerbomb from Brian Cage. That is Just Pro Wrestling news for Thursday, February 17th. Our next update comes your way tomorrow morning. Please rate, review, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of these fantastic updates. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.